We've all lost customers at some point, right? Whether it's something within our control or not, losing customers is a business's worst nightmare.
Yes, and there is no shortage of resources out there about the value of customer experience and how to improve it. But many companies are just stopping there. But top businesses, however, assess and study the customers they've lost.
And while it might feel uncomfortable to focus on lost customers, I know you don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
It's an ideal opportunity to reflect on what you could have done better. Use your setbacks as learning opportunities so that you can reduce the number of customers you lose in the future.
It's all about adapting and learning from your mistakes.
So yeah, let's get to it. Welcome back to The Obsessed Marketer, the podcast designed for you, the small business owner looking to jumpstart your business and learn quick marketing strategies that you can take with you to increase sales, reach, and growth. I'm Andrew Hayes.
And I'm Holland Berkey.
And Holland, hi, how's it going?
Hi, we have no guests for you guys today, so it's just us. You're stuck with us, your two favorite hosts.
Yeah, we're the best
favorites.
ones.
Don't tell Joel.
Yeah, sorry,
Don't
Joel.
tell Joel.
Sorry, Joel.
How are you? Happy Friday. It's Friday. We're filming here on a Friday.
But it's a Monday when this is going up. And you know what? We're going to kickstart off the week talking about something negative.
Something a little sad, actually, but really important.
We're here
important.
to make it better because, so we're talking about losing customers today. And although, you don't want to think about it, it's going to happen inevitably. Yeah.
There's no way you're going to indoctrinate somebody to your business or your service or whatever, and they're just going to stick with you forever. That does happen. You do have those brand loyalists and those people like Apple, like me with Apple. Like I will never.
They work hard to keep me though. Sometimes they really do.
But it's inevitable that you're going to lose customers at some point, and it's a huge learning opportunity for you. So today we're actually going to talk about 7 lessons to take away from losing customers.
Yeah, we pulled this from our resources at viralsolutions.net, which you can always check out with the show note link down below or wherever it happens to be on your podcast app. Yeah. But okay. All right. So let's do it. Let's get into the 7 lessons you can learn from losing customers. Holland, let's go. Number 1.
Number 1, it shows you what you're missing or what you're potentially missing. They're not leaving for no reason.
I mean, there's something going on, and it might be just something that you're missing then. Yeah? Yes. Okay.
More times or not, it might be a customer experience thing. So that's really important to get to look at. So according to the PwC's Future of CX report, a survey of 15,000 consumers revealed that 1 out of 3 customers would leave a brand they love if they just had one bad customer experience. So that's pretty intense. 15,000 people said just one. Well, not 15,000 people. 1 out of 3 customers said that just one bad customer experience would cause them to lose or to leave a brand that they love.
Holland, have you ever left a business that
Yes, I have. And most of the time when I leave a business or I leave a company and don't want to use their product or service anymore, it is because of a customer experience.
Yeah.
There's been a few times I read a lot and I have a few apps and like websites that I use that like I thrift books through and like secondhand books. And one time I bought a book, it's like a $2 book, and I just never got it. Never got it.
Just never came in the mail.
No. And like weeks and weeks went by and I was like, okay, what? So I like found an email through, I think maybe their website or like social media. And it was like hard to find that to begin with. And then I emailed them and I got a weird response. And then, so I just never saw that book. So yeah, it was only a $2 book and like a $3 shipping fee, but still I am never shopping with them again.
Exactly.
Never, ever, ever. Yeah. And I liked them because I had a few good experiences with them. Probably like I bought 1 or 2 books like prior to that, but now, nope, never going back. And I'm just going to find a different avenue to get my books.
Yeah.
So it's really, customer experience is really, really important. And that can set you apart from your competitors.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many times that I've been on websites where like, the only way I can contact them is email, but it might be something that I need to call them about. Cause sometimes it's like hard to like, email somebody. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know how to describe this or what my problem is. Yeah. So again, having good ways to reach out to your customers is important. And then the tip here is to listen to your existing customers and identify where you can make improvements. So if there's people who are already, still on your bandwagon, still buying from you, it might be helpful to reach out to them and say, hey, what do you like most? What do you not like in so much?
Exactly. they can help you kind of find out what's missing as well.
And they're already brand loyalists, so they'll be nicer to you.
Yeah, they will, except for the people that actually leave. They're going to like cuss you out or something.
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
listen to your customers. And so instead of whining when you lose a customer, listen to them.
Yes.
Be respectful, listen to them. They can teach you so much.
Exactly. All right, let's go on to lesson number 2. And it tells you that there are issues.
There's something wrong.
All right, so let's be clear. You can't assume that there is nothing wrong when you aren't getting customer complaints, okay? Because they're, again, even your brand loyalists might even have some issues with what is going on.
And they might not just be, they just might not be saying it.
They might just trying to be nice. So most of the time, customers don't have an efficient way of being heard, so they leave the brand without saying anything. I mean, sometimes it's just, I don't feel like going on Facebook and sending you a 1-star review or going on your Yelp.
Yeah, like I don't want to waste any more time thinking about your company or your brand. I'm not even going to give you what you need to know what you did wrong.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, a lot of people are like that. So it's important to kind of look at trends on when customers are leaving, try to figure out where in the customer journey they're leaving. Is it after an email? Is it after them buying something? Or is it after a bad customer experience when they tried to like return something? Or just, you have to kind of maybe look on the back end and figure out why they left, because they might not tell you why they left.
It's kind of foreshadowing a future lesson.
It is.
Okay, well, anyway, we'll move on. So number 3, Holland, what do we got?
React professionally.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. When you have customers leave you, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth and it hurts your pride. And it can be really easy if somebody is really harshing on your brand, like they're leaving you a Yelp review and they're just saying that you are the worst company on the face of the planet and all this stuff. It can be hard not to defend yourself and kind of stoop to their level. So it's really important to react professionally, because you could possibly regain their trust back as well. And it will look good to the customers that you still have.
Yes.
You don't want to look like a big bad bully.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. You don't want to go viral for like maybe a mean comment back or anything.
There has been, I remember seeing TikToks of like local businesses being really rude to people that have left bad reviews for them. And then just all of the internet people just come down on them and leave a whole bunch of bad reviews and like cancel you. So it's really important to act with grace, and you're going to lose customers inevitably. It's going to happen. Try to learn from them instead of putting them down and making them feel like they're the problem.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, if they had a problem, it might be something that you need to work on, which is what we talked about.
Exactly.
So,
and the customers are always right.
They are always right.
Even when you think they're wrong, they're right.
So something very beneficial to do, and this is just a tip from what I know as like a community management, is to, if you get a bad review, respond as quick as possible. Usually it's within 24 to 48 hours if you can comment back. Professional, empathize with that customer, and then maybe even have another way for them to take it off of social media. So you want to try to get them to contact you via email or somewhere where it's not publicly visible, because, then you can work on it one-on-one. It's not being able to be seen by, a lot of people. And, it just keeps it more personable.
Yeah. And you might be able to figure out the problem as well. It could have been just like a simple problem where they accidentally put the wrong shipping address in, and they need a way to fix that. And then if you can fix that, they're like, okay, perfect. And they just go on their happy way. So if you talk to them and get personable with them, you could potentially earn their trust back and keep them as a client, hopefully. And if you don't, and you actually lose them, you can at least learn from them.
Exactly.
So reaching out and trying to talk to people is very beneficial, whether you lose them or you don't.
Yep. All right, we'll move on to number 4. Lesson number 4, it keeps you from getting too comfortable. All right. So the business world is always changing.
Always changing.
And as much as we do, that you can't just stay stagnant when you have a business. You have to keep developing it. It's not like, I can open up the doors and keep it the same for 50, 60 years and I'll be around and it's going to be great.
Because your competitors are going to start innovating and they're going to start changing and they're going to start moving up the ladder and you're going to get left in the dust.
Exactly.
So you need to be on your toes. And when you lose a customer, it's a good chance. It's a good opportunity to just kind of sit back and evaluate and not get too comfortable and maybe think there's something that we could change here. There's something we could improve. And even if it's like a foundation of your business or your product, but it can just be a red flag to be like, okay, we need to change something.
Yep.
We can't just keep doing the way we're doing it because we're losing customers.
Keeps you innovating.
Especially if you're losing like customer after customer, if it's like a lot, then you really know that something is wrong and that you have to maybe do a 180 and really flip your business plan.
Exactly. All right, we'll move on to number 5, Holland.
It teaches you to follow data and not emotions.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
A little bit. Yeah. So data doesn't lie. I know data can be kind of boring to look at.
Yeah.
But it
come on. You don't like looking at random numbers?
I know,
come
right?
on.
But it can be kind of exciting, especially when you see data when you're doing something good. But when you see data that proves something's not working very well, it's a good learning experience, and it lets you get in front of the problem, and you can figure it out and you can change it before it gets worse.
Exactly. Okay, so we have a couple questions that you can use to ask yourself to help you kind of focus on that data a little bit. So the first one here is, what part of the customer journey triggered them to abandon your business?
That's kind of what I was talking about before. So like, was it they opted in for your email and then they never opened it and they unsubscribed? So that shows you something in your email you could be optimizing. Was it after they made a purchase? Was it after they made a return or after they had a bad customer experience? So asking yourself that question can kind of lead you to where the problem is.
And if you're not really sure what a customer value journey is, because I don't think that's something that we have mentioned on the podcast before. We probably mentioned it here and there, but we've never really went into depth with it. We have great resources at viralsolutions.net that you can click in the show notes below, and we'll link you over and help you out a little bit as well with that.
Yeah.
Good resource for your business to have. Actually pretty essential.
Yes.
Anyway, here's another question that you can ask yourself to help you focus on that data.
How do you get feedback from unhappy customers?
Yeah.
So the customer experience is very important now. So do you have a chat bubble on your website? Do you say, DM us on social media with any questions? Like, where can they talk to you? If they can't talk to you anywhere, that's a huge red flag. You need to have a channel for them to reach out. And
then you wouldn't have any data anyway, because then you can't get any feedback at all. Another one here, how do you use that feedback to present a solution? So you might be getting some unpleasant feedback from an unhappy customer. Okay, so then, what do you do about it then?
Maybe it's simple enough where you can solve it.
Yeah.
So if you have that feedback channel and they have an issue, maybe you can have a solution for them. Hopefully you can, and then you can keep them.
Yep.
So it's really
versus then just saying, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, right. Or not reaching out or not answering. You need to present a solution if you can. Hopefully you can. You should try hard to be able to do a solution.
Exactly.
And then the next question is, how do you follow up on a customer that you've lost? Which is really important. Sometimes that can be scary. You don't want to seem like you're begging them.
Yeah.
And sometimes
pestering them a little bit.
And sometimes when you're a customer, like, they get turned off by that. If you're like, oh, please, like, come back, we'll give you a coupon. Maybe that coupon is enticing, so they'll come back. But if you're begging them too much or seeming like all you want is their money, they might be even more pushed away from you.
It kind of reminds me of like blood donations, where they always remind you to come back and back again.
I just got a text for that actually yesterday, and I haven't gotten a text for that in so long. And the last time I donated blood, it was not good.
Yeah,
I feel like my soul left my body. I was like, I feel like I'm dying. I can't
Which
do
I mean,
this.
go donate blood.
Yes, please do. Save lives.
But I mean, if you've ever done it before, that example where they always reach out and they always call you, and it's like, you want to do well. It's just, I don't want to go back when you keep pestering me.
So it's kind of, you got to walk a fine line of pestering or just kind of nudging them back to your company.
Exactly.
But it is important to follow up with lost customers, because if you provide a solution for them, or if you looked back and you looked at your data and you tweak something and fix something that was their problem, maybe they'll come back now.
Yeah, maybe they'll come back again.
Maybe.
And we have one more question here that you can ask yourself. Is there a way to manage complaints through a feedback channel to prevent losing customers? So do you have email marketing or CRM where you can manage your customer relations? Do you have a system set up for that? And if you don't, well, Viral Solutions is there for you as well. You can reach out to us on the website. But it's a very important thing to have so you can manage all that.
Yes. Okay, so number 6 is it can keep you moving forward, which is very important. You always want to be innovative. You always want to be moving forward. So learning to fail is an essential business building skill. Failure can be an opportunity for growth when it motivates us forward.
Yes. And so I think when you're losing customers, it kind of allows you to kind of look inward on the aspects of your business. And so you can ask things like, do we need to enhance the quality of our existing products, right? Are our competitors, maybe doing it better? Did they have better ingredients in their products, or is their food better, or is their customer relationship better? Stuff like that. And then also, do we need to introduce maybe new products or services? Maybe maybe there's a gap in our product line that we need to fill.
Because sometimes that can be a big reason why people will leave your company, is because they come for one thing. Like, say you're buying plants or plant accessories, like you buy pots or soil or something. But then you also want to buy fertilizer or moss stakes to wrap your plants around and keep them straight. But this company doesn't have that. But a competitor of them has all of it. So they're just going to head over onto that
to keep it all easy. In one go.
I can get it all in one shopping cart, and it's all delivered the same day.
Exactly.
So you can kind of look internally and say, do we need to expand our product line? And sometimes that's not feasible, but it can be a big help when you're losing customers.
And so this is kind of like different than anything else that we've talked about so far, because we've always like, your customer's unhappy, so they're leaving. This isn't the case that like your customer isn't not happy. You're just not fulfilling their needs.
Exactly. You just don't have something that they need.
Exactly.
So it's nothing on you except for the lack of that one service or product.
Exactly. So don't think of it always as a negative thing. Maybe it's just something that you're lacking.
Yep.
We have one last one, number seventh lesson that you learned from losing customers. Holland, what do we got?
It keeps you in touch with your customers' needs and wants. The customer is the foundation of your business. Without your customer, you would have no money. You would have no business. So you need to know what they want and what they need. If you lose customers, you want to avoid losing more. It is important to interact with your customers and figure out their wants and needs. Like we said, we need to have these feedback channels. You need to be talking to your customers so that you can better service them and turn them into brand loyalists.
Yep. So I think a good lesson here to learn is that the customer, isn't just someone who is just buying from you, buying whatever service it is you're creating a relationship with them. And, they're kind of like a family in a way. It's like, they're coming to you with a need and you're fulfilling that need.
Yeah. Or coming to you with a problem and you're solving their problem.
Exactly. It's not just, I have the best products in the world. It's okay. I have the best products in the world, but how am I going to, properly serve the people who need them?
And customer expectations are at an all-time high right now, especially too, because people and customers have so many channels now where they can express their grievances. Like I remember there was a big fast food chain, not going to name drop, but they like forgot a whole bunch of food in my order. So I tweeted very upsetly and I got a coupon out of it. And now I still go to that restaurant. Yeah. So people can whine about your company on Twitter, Facebook, all these different channels. So it's really important, just even a follow-up to that can potentially stop you from losing a customer. So their experience is very, very important. Otherwise, they're just going to throw you down the tube on Twitter.
So just so you know, Holland is easy to buy out if she's ever upset.
Oh,
just give her a coupon.
I will do that. If you make me upset, I'll be like, give me a coupon and it'll all go
Everything
away.
Everything will all go away.
All go away.
Okay, not everyone is like Holland.
No,
though, so.
No, not everybody is easily bought as me.
We're nice Gen Zers. We're nice to everyone. But anyway, okay, so those are the 7 lessons that you can learn from losing customers. And again, it's normal to lose customers, but it also is a benefit and it's helpful as well. So it's not always like the worst thing ever.
It's a huge learning experience.
Yes. So don't get your undies in a bundle, I guess.
Undies in a bundle.
It's true. Don't get too upset about it because it's just showing you that, okay, it's time to innovate. It's kind of like a kick in the butt. It's like, okay, time to, get the ball rolling again.
Try not to get butthurt about it and just get off your butt and move and innovate and move forward and talk to people, build relationships, and figure out what you can be doing better so you can potentially not lose customers in the future.
And if you want to keep mitigating losing those customers, continue listening to The Obsessed Marketer. We have great episodes for you about every single type of marketing, from AI to brand building, etc., that are going to help you keep the ball rolling, keep innovating, and keep, on your toes when you're developing and marketing your business.
And keep those customers happy so they keep coming back.
Exactly. So subscribe everywhere you listen to podcasts as well. And then if you ever need any help with your own marketing plan, maybe it's just a little too much for you to handle, go to viralsolutions.net. We have a free marketing audit on there, free 50-point marketing. So we look at every aspect of your business.
Every aspect of your business and tell you what you're doing well or what you could improve on.
Yeah. So go take advantage of that. It's at viralsolutions.net. Again, that's in the show notes below. All right, Holland, I think that's it for today.
That is it for losing customers. But next week we have a more upbeat, happy episode.
Yeah, we're going to be right back here for our monthly recap of all the wacky stuff that's going on in marketing.
Weird stuff that these big brands are doing. Sometimes they work and sometimes it's just like, what?
And
those are things you can learn from.
Yes, exactly. So come back here again next week, right here on the podcast, and we'll kind of go through some of those the month of July. All right. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Hayes.
I'm Holland Berkey.
And subscribe to The Obsessed Marketer wherever you listen. All right. We'll see you next week. The Obsessed Marketer is a production of Viral Solutions and produced by Andrew Hayes, Holland Berkey, and Joel Schmitz. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to let us know what you think. And send any topic suggestions to viralsolutions.net. Just click the blue chat bubble at the bottom of the page. Visit viralsolutions.net for more information on how to strategize, execute, and grow your business. And subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen.